What's up guys, Tanok here, gonna be reacting to a video called 5 Creepypasta based on video footage. 10 minutes long with my top 5 unknowns. Let go.
As if creepypastas were not terrifying enough, these...
I know that fucking video, dude. That was, video was weird.
ones are accompanied by some video evidence. In this video, we take a look at some creepy footage in which creepypastas and urban legends were based on. We will take a look at the stories, but then compare them to the facts. Some of the videos are unexplainable, so you can decide whether they're real or not. Number 5. Disneyland Ghost. There has been speculation that many Disneyland locations are haunted. There have even been reports of several people scattering ashes at the California location. This can be verified as an incident occurred in the Haunted Mansion back in the 1990s. Also in 2007, a member of the public was caught on a security camera scattering ashes while on a Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Along with this, several deaths have been reported at Disneyland. They range from impaling to drowning and even being crushed to death. Due to all the death and misfortune that has occurred at the park, many urban legends have started to spread. Visitors report hundreds of ghost sightings every year. Here are just some of the spirits that have been reported. Space Mountain's Mr. Oneway. This ghost has been described as a large man who has red hair. He is said to have been seen sitting next to the single riders on Space Mountain. Once the ride ends, the man disappears, leaving the visitors baffled and scared. His presence has also been reported by staff members. Another ghost which has been reported is known as the Spirit in the River. This ghost is believed to be of a teenage boy. There is a story behind this ghost. It's believed that in the 1970s, 2 young boys had stayed in the park after it closed. They had been on Tom Sawyer's Island and tried to leave it by swimming across the rivers of America, but unfortunately, the older boy died. Members of staff have reported seeing his spirit reflecting in ripples of water. The most notable ghost case is of Debbie Stone. Debbie was a former employee who was crushed to death on the America Sings ride back in the 1970s. After her death, the ride closed. Many people have reported seeing her ghost in Tomorrowland. There's been several videos released of ghost sightings in Disneyland. Most of them consist of security footage. This video was posted to YouTube in 2009. It supposedly shows a ghost wandering around Disneyland after closing hours. People have speculated that it might have been a technical error. Some stated that the security team might have been reusing VHS tapes, which would cause previous footage to leak through. However, there has been no official explanation to what caused the sighting. Number 4. Barbie.
Damn.
.avi. This creepypasta
I know this one. This guy does a lot about this video. I've seen it a lot.
Started circulating on the web in 2009. Before we explain the video footage, we must tell you the story behind it first. A man went to a friend's party. It took place in a rented out loft within an industrial part of town. After having one too many drinks, the man decided to lay down for a bit and ended up falling asleep. He woke up at 4 a.m. It was still dark out, but some buildings were visible in dim blue light. The scenery mainly consisted of abandoned buildings. There was no civilization around except for the partygoers in the loft. After waking up, the man stared at the ceiling for about 40 minutes wondering what to do. He then decided to phone his girlfriend and wake her up in order to get a ride home. Although she was quite angry due to the fact that he woke her up, she still decided to pick him up. While waiting for her to arrive, the man stood near a window and watched out for her car. He then started to fall asleep. This is when a crashing sound woke him up. He scanned the area, but didn't see anyone. This is when he noticed a pile of garbage bags near a dumpster across the road from him. Near the dumpster was a computer and a smashed monitor. His girlfriend arrived shortly after. Before leaving, he remembered that his friend needed some computer parts, so he went over to the wreckage to see what he could salvage. The monitor was broken, but the tower seemed to be in good condition, so he loaded it into the car and headed home. A week later, he booted up the PC. There seemed to be barely anything on it. He then came across a hidden file called Barbie.avi. This is where the video footage comes into play. He played the video. It was about an hour long. It showed a woman sitting on a chair against a backdrop while talking to someone. During the video, she starts to get quite upset and explains that she is unhappy with her skin. Later on, she begins to cry uncontrollably, and this continues until the tape finishes. There is then some very short, extremely shaky footage of train tracks which lead to a forest. The man recognized the tracks and realized they were only a few miles away from his house. He decided to go investigate, so made his way to the tracks. He followed them until he came across a plywood track, which led him into a woodland area with a rogue decayed building. He mustered up the courage to enter the building. The inside was very decayed, but had new furniture. He then made his way to the bathroom. He had noticed that somebody had wiped the dust off the mirror. He then looked into the bathtub and saw a plastic sheet with water droplets on it. Suddenly he heard a loud moan, so fled from the house. So that was the story behind the footage. Now as for the footage. Many people on the internet have analysed the footage and some theories have stemmed. During the video, the letters BIID can be seen. This might stand for Body Integrity Identity Disorder. This is a psychological disorder in which a person believes that a body part does not belong to them, therefore they remove it. Now this would make sense as we can see that the woman in the video was missing an arm. As she was complaining about her skin, could this be the next thing to be removed? Could she have been going to the decayed house to get body parts removed? Others believe that the file was called Barbie.avi because the woman wanted to become perfect like a Barbie doll, and due to this, she was getting her skin removed and would replace it with melted plastic. After much research and analysis, there has been no actual explanation to where the video came from or who the woman is, so the theories could possibly be true. Number 3. Obey the Walrus. This video started to circulate on the internet in 2005. Firstly, it shows a character from a video game called Star Fox. The face which...
You couldn't get some... It said it showed Star Fox. You couldn't actually get pictures of Star Fox? Motherfucker.
goes by the name of Andros, starts to sing a distorted version of the nursery rhyme Itsy Bitsy Spider. It then transitions to a clip of a person tap dancing. The clip is very unsettling and has a creepy vibe to it. Once the video started to gain popularity, a strange story began to spread about it. The story claimed that the video was created by a Latin American cult known as La Morsa. This translates to the walrus. It's believed that the video is cursed and negative occurrences start to happen after viewing it. So is there any truth behind the story? The entire story was made up. The person in the video is actually a transsexual by the name of Johnny Weimar. The clip is taken from...
Really? Well, that's unfortunate. Motherfucker. Well, man, that sucks. That really sucks. Tame dog out.